Hello and welcome back to another video. In this one, we're doing a push workout and I'll be taking you through each exercise and the correct techniques for each movement. Now, with our chest, we're going to be focusing mostly on the lengthening phase of the movement and we'll be hitting up different angles. So I'm starting with my warm up here again, 3 to 10 minutes, very lightly, just to get that blood circulating. All right, let's get it. Okay, I'm onto my first exercise for push, and that's gonna be on the unilateral Smith press here. Now this is a converging machine, meaning that at the top it comes together and at the bottom that it separates. So that'll allow you to stretch the muscles, but in the first warm-up set, make sure you warm up the muscle groups. Don't go into that extreme stretch position without warming up adequately. The most important thing on this machine is actually the setup here. So adjusting the height to where the handles come just in between or just above the nipples there. I'm gonna unrack it. From the unrack position, I'm dropping my shoulders back and down, and then I'm pulling my legs back to rotate my pelvis. This will put me in a strong position and into our warm up. 12 reps, nice and controlled. And we want to be focusing on the feel of that movement, making sure we feel it in the target muscles and we're not just going through the motions without feeling the chest working there. Welcome back to set number 2. So this is my first working set for this machine. I'm using wrist wraps in this movement just to stabilize the wrist and avoid any injuries. And it also helps me target the muscle, feel in the muscle a little more, rather than wasting energy on my grip strength or anything like that. Even though on the Smith, there's not much grip involvement anyway. So what we're gonna do in this exercise now is we're gonna have the intention of acceleration. Now, when we're doing the concentric phase, which is the pushing phase, you wanna accelerate as hard as possible. That'll allow you to recruit more muscular fibers and recruit bigger muscle groups and more muscle groups as well. So I'll give that a go now. So thumb away is the correct position for me. Now your positioning on your hands may be different according to how long your arms are. So unlock, shoulders back, down, feet back, pelvis tilted, and let's go. All right. So on that one, I was also focusing on making sure my elbow is underneath my wrist and it wasn't flaring out or tucking in too much there. We're on to our second exercise for our push day. We're doing a slight incline Smith press, and the reasoning why we're not going higher is to minimize involvement of those shoulders and really target the chest when we're doing that one there. I've also got my anti-slip and my wrist wraps on today. So 12 reps first set, same technique. I'm actually going for a suicide grip, so I've got my thumbs around, bringing my feet back. When you're doing this exercise, you want to minimize any slippage, whether that be with your hands or with your body on the actual bench there. And what I'm doing here is I'm not pushing at 90 degrees, I'm tucking them slightly inwards just to protect those shoulders there. You wanna go as flared out and as high as your shoulders allow you to, because that's gonna stretch out the chest the most there. Give it a go. To set number 2 here, this is my first working set for the incline press. Now what we're doing on this one here is I'm gonna apply a bit more acceleration to the movement. Now I also want you guys to focus on the lockout. Don't lock out too hard because that's gonna disengage the chest there. When you're doing this exercise, you wanna also make sure that you feel the movement, that you're not throwing a weight around, that you're controlling the weight's not controlling you. All right, let's get it done. Same setup as before. Unrack, suicide grip, thumbs around, shoulders back down, bring those legs back. Touch chest, then up. A second exercise for push day. This is my warm up on the decline barbell press. So this is our bilateral movement with the increased stability because we're not on rails in the middle like the Smith press was. On this one here, the positioning of your hands matters. So the wider you go, the less involvement of your shoulders and triceps, a bit more intention on the chest there. And when you go closer, a bit more overall development of all the muscle groups there. You definitely don't want to have your hands in though at the bottom of the movement there, meaning you want your forearms to be completely vertical during this press here. So I'm going for a medium width. So I'm targeting overall development. I've gone into a suicide grip, shoulders down, touch chest and then up. Controlling it, make sure you're feeling the chest, controlling the weight the whole way through. On to set number 2. This is our first working set on a decline. So anytime we're lifting weights, you have to keep your ego at the door. Don't think about pushing the numbers, think about how to engage the muscle. So the muscle doesn't know how heavy you're lifting, it only knows how hard you're pushing it, okay? So drop the weight a little bit and make sure your execution is on point, and that will lead to more muscle growth. So this is my first working set. Oh, my little cloth fell off. All right, so from here, same position as before. Third finger in the first groove for me. Yeah, let's go. Ooh, got the wobbles happening. Nice. Two more. All right, that felt good. We're on to our 4th exercise for today. In this one, we're targeting the side of the shoulder. So with this one here, the position of your hand really matters. Depending on your anatomy, your shoulder or the rotator cuff muscle will become impinged depending on how you have the angle. A lot of injuries occur when people do lateral raises. So what we're doing is we've got the seat on a second decline or recline setting there. And from there, I'm gonna do single arm. And what this exercise does, and that's what a full can looks like. In front of the body, to the side, making sure everything's in alignment. And I'm reaching towards the wall, not the roof, because I don't want my traps to come into play here. Isolating as much as possible. Now onto the other side. Same technique, full can. Trying not to lean towards the weight. And this trains the lateral head of the shoulder in the lengthened position, which a lot of people seem to neglect. Cool, that's done. For our 5th exercise, for push, we're doing a front raise. So this one here, again, we're training in the lengthened position. We're in that second recline again there, and we're using a neutral grip for this one. So the neutral grip will allow you to work those shoulders a little bit more. That's what it looks like. When we're doing this one, you want to make sure you're nice and narrow. That will target the front delts a lot harder. You want to minimize involvement of the traps, so try not to lift the shoulders up. You're reaching towards the front wall. Another thing with that movement is you want to minimize the swing at the bottom there. So go from a dead stop to a push there. Give it a go. I'm up to my last exercise for push day. This is my tricep isolation movement. I'm doing an easy bar incline tricep extension with a wide grip just to protect those elbows. So with this one here, I'm not actually gonna have my glutes on the chair, and that'll allow me to actually put my head back, and now I can bring the bar behind my head, get a really deep stretch. So this exercise is all about lengthening the tricep muscle and then pushing from that lengthened position. So stretch, drive, stretch, drive, stretch, push. Just like that. And guys, remember, the muscles don't know how heavy the weights are. Strength starts in the mind before it reaches the muscles. Cheers, until next time.